Good evening. A backlog of court cases sparked by the pandemic still causing problems here in the Low Country. This comes after city officials raised concerns with the current criminal justice system. This in light of a weekend shooting on King Street where one of the suspects in that case was out on bond at the time of that shooting.
News 2's Jordan Sayopa is live outside of the Four Corners of Law in downtown Charleston. And Jordan, you had a chance to speak with the Ninth Circuit Solicitor Scarlett Wilson about the backlog of cases. What did Wilson say?
Well, Carolyn, Brendan, I spoke with her and some other experts who all agree that the top priority is keeping those violent offenders off the street. And part of this means reforming bond policy as well as pushing some of those cases forward faster.
Given the backlog, I do think it's become a bit of a public safety issue relative to violent offenders.
Right now, Charleston County has 12,000 warrants and Berkeley has 7,000. But according to Solicitor Scarlett Wilson, the backlog is starting to ease now that the courts have opened up.
Having trials scheduled, having court hearings scheduled helps us move things either by trial, by guilty plea, by bench warrant, by alternative resolution. So that's made a tremendous difference.
Experts say it could be a few years before a violent offender goes to trial. And of course, if they make bond, they're back on the streets.
The focus will have to be on those people that are most likely to physically injure or cause more damage.
Solicitor Scarlett Wilson says she's been pushing for bond reform for years, but says her office isn't making progress with the courts. Some of her proposals include bond revocations for dangerous repeat offenders, as well as increasing pressure of bond escheatments for offenders' bad behavior.
One of the big things that the public doesn't understand is that there is no percentage requirement that a defendant or a defendant's family is required to put up for him to make bond. That's totally between a bail bondsman and a defendant.
Solicitor Wilson says her office is working to get violent crime cases to the top of the docket, but that decision lies in the hands of the courts.
One thing that my office is trying to do is to find alternative ways to dispose of nonviolent offenders who aren't going to physically harm anyone.
Now, she says this doesn't mean they would be let off, but instead they're going to find alternative ways to hold these people responsible while also freeing up court time. Reporting live in Charleston, Jordan Sayopa, Count on 2.